Pull up a chair, crack open a bear. It's time for the crime news with Shefsky
and Slaton.
I'm Jon Shefsky. This is Crime News.
I'm Rich Slaton. I'm also here.
Our first story. Texas aunt and nephew were having an affair when she fatally stabbed him. I guess they both caught a stabbing in that case.
Oh, you had that planned. You had that.
I did not have that.
Locked
I did not have that planned
and loaded.
I did not have that locked and loaded.
You wrote that.
Nope.
You took a writer's room. You
Nope.
hired a group of people.
Nay.
You made them sign non-disclosure agreements.
Nope.
And you workshop that one over. You moved. You had a board where you moved words around a whole bunch back and forth.
That didn't happen. That's what I call a hacky one right off the top. I improv that right away.
Hacky your sack. You know what I'm saying?
Don't kick these balls around like that, you little hippie.
Dip, dive.
This story just appealed to me because I just saw a thing that said Texas aunt and nephew were having an affair. So I barely even got to the fatally stabbed part. And I was just like,
you press pause on Pornhub, read the reviews, and we're like, this really is good.
That'd be funny. I get all our stories from X-Hamster and Pornhub. A Texas woman on trial for murder had a long-running affair with a nephew 10 years her junior who bled to death after she stabbed him, prosecutors said Thursday as the woman's trial opened in San Antonio, according to media reports.
San Antonio.
That's right. Texas got a lot of crazy stuff. It's not like Florida, but it's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Right? The attorney for Andira, okay, this is a hard name, Slady Poo.
You should have chosen a better name for this story.
The attorney for Andira Abdelaziz, who has pleaded not guilty, concedes she had an affair with her nephew, 25-year-old Mohammed Abdelaziz, that she fatally stabbed.
What? Abdelaziz?
Abdelaziz.
Okay.
Abdelaziz Ansari. And that she fatally stabbed him in 2016, but he says she did so in self-defense. Oh, the attorney says that. I was like, if she fatally stabbed him, how is he claiming it's saying he isn't?
She killed me because I was trying to kill her, Your Honor.
We call to the witness the corpse of this guy.
Hey, Your Honor, so here's what happened, right? I was like, I'm trying to kill you now, and then she stabbed me, and I was like, hey, that's, good on you.
Good on you.
That's fair.
The prosecution alleges she stabbed the younger man to keep the relationship secret after he sent, quote, nasty, threatening text suggesting he was going to reveal the romantic relationship to family, unquote. Prosecutor Clayton Hayden said in his opening remarks.
Clayton Hayden?
Clayton Hayden. Don't hate. That's what Clayton always say.
Clayton Hayden.
Andira Abdelaziz, now 37, faces up to life in prison if convicted of the killing. Why only up to life in prison? Why not the death penalty? What are they going to keep her alive for?
Because the death penalty is bad.
So she can get out and murder another nephew that she rides?
Yeah, I mean, look, you're 25 years old. You have a sexy aunt.
I wish I was 25.
Right?
I wish I had a sexy aunt.
And you're like, and she goes, okay, here's the deal.
This is a very hot story.
I will ride you for a period of 4 to 5 years.
Very arousing. I'm thinking.
And in exchange for that, I'll stab you at some point.
Can I stab you first?
I mean, you will be. You know what I'm saying? Come on. Over and over. I'll be kind of reverse stabbing you, though, you know?
Like me and my aunt high-five each other. Like, so we each going to catch a stabbing?
Yeah, you know.
I fist bump her, and then we start riding?
Now you elbow bump, because you're like, no, let's keep it sanitary, you know?
This is a dirty story.
Yeah. Well, welcome to the show.
Aunt? I guess I don't have a hot aunt, so I don't know like what the temptation is, but I guess if you had a hot aunt, I guess you're just like, that's
let's go find one.
And I hope my aunt's not listening and thinks like, I'm not hot. Like,
just yell out the window and see if there's a hot aunt out there somewhere.
There is. Because if you see a hot chick, you know that like somewhere out there she's got a nephew.
Oh, you know what? Well, Mrs. Slaton's an aunt now. So, boom. There we go.
Statistically, a hot aunt.
Bro.
There you go. A Bexar County Sheriff's Office deputy who answered a burglary call to the residents on October 9th, 2016.
A what call?
A burglary call to the residents on August 9th, 2016 found that there was no burglary, but rather that the aunt and nephew were in an argument, according to a statement from the sheriff's office. After the deputy drove off, he was a short distance away when the family members urged him to return, saying, you need to get back over there. They're at it again. The sheriff deputy then
said, back there, and they was fucking.
Yeah, they're at it again, and you hear the tires screech. I'm going to watch some incest porn in 3D.
But it's step incest because that's how you make it okay for the website.
That's right. James Keith of the sheriff's office told News 4 San Antonio at the time. I didn't need to say that part. Back at the scene, authorities discovered a bloodied Mohammed at the wheel of a vehicle with a stab wound in his back, having crashed his car into the house as he was attempting to flee. Oh my gosh, depressing. He died at the scene with a huge hard-on for his sexy aunt. Another Mohammed's
You ad-libbed the part where he died.
I ad-lib a lot when it comes to crime news.
He definitely had the hard on for his aunt. Not sure if he died of the stab wound though.
You can't tell if she's sexy from the picture because she's in a mugshot and she's kind of just beaten up and like she looked like she had a long day of murdering someone.
Mm-hmm.
Another of Muhammad's aunts, Eveline Arbadelaziz, testified during the trial that her nephew, quote, never disrespected anyone in the household in any way, unquote. And that he was not a violent man. Quote, he was so good at not disrespecting people that he even went down on his aunts whenever they were lonely or sad. Unquote. That part I added to keep the story.
Adding stuff
I want to keep the story sexy,
like
for
he
our
was
listeners.
respectful. We know he wasn't.
The story.
It's not respectful to your aunt. Out of the goodness of her heart, repeatedly bangs you, and you have the gall to threaten to tell people about it.
I know
this is a disrespectful young man.
I don't get how anyone would do that. That's always how it happens, where they say they're going to tell everyone. It's like, why are you going to ruin a good thing?
Also, wouldn't that be bad for you too? You're like, hey guys, hey mom, dad, and all of our family, grandma, come in here. I had something important to tell you. Aunt Carol Aziz has been banging me, and everyone just looks at him and goes like, so you're banging Aunt Carol? No.
She's been banging me.
You don't get what it is. She's been banging me.
He's like, you guys don't understand. I usually just sit back. She rides me.
Yeah, no.
That's not me banging her. That's her banging me.
So you've been having sex with your Aunt Carol.
Anyways, yeah, she's been having sex with me, man.
I don't think you get how that works.
Yeah, no, I get how it works, man. You see, what I do is I just lay there, and she puts that sexy booty up against me, and then we just we penetrate.
And then you're in the background. You're like, can you describe it in a little bit more detail, please?
Yeah, I'm his dirty cousin. That's like the other Muhammad. That's like, hey, can you like really tell me what happened?
You're in the background. You're like, hey, definitely you're gross, and I'm on the same side as the rest of our family here. But if you could just tell us a little bit more specifically what happened. And say it slowly. I'm very close.
Slaton, you're making this a joke. This man was murdered by his aunt that he was having sex with.
Yeah, well.
He got basic instinct by his aunt.
Great.
That's not great.
That was a hot movie.
I think this is very serious. This is not
He's seriously dead, dude.
Our show is not like Fox or NBC or CNN. This isn't infotainment. This is the news.
What, you mean that we can't get big name sponsors?
Well, we can get People Magazine sponsored us.
Oh, nice.
They wrote this article for us.
Dude, that's super cool.
Yes, thank you, People Magazine. Prior to the stabbing incident, Muhammad Arbadaziz sent his aunt hundreds of texts calling her the most vile names, describing what he's going to do to her once he sees her. Quote, Makram said in court, the Express News reports. The younger man allegedly told Andara Abadaziz
just call it, it's Aziz Ansari.
That he would, quote, put her in a coma. And quote, she wanted it to stop. I mean, this is like attorney versus defense attorney versus prosecutor, so you can't tell who's right.
So Muhammad Aziz Ansari is been banging out his
Muhammad Aziz. I'm sorry, I murdered my aunt murdered me.
And then Aunt Aziz Ansari is like, hey, we was banging it out, but I tried. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. I get this.
Prosecutor Hayden acknowledged the text sent by the victim to the accused killer and told jurors in his opening statement that, quote, days before the incident, Muhammad Abdaziz had given his aunt a black eye and bruises on her legs, according to the Express News. Oh, this is getting interesting now.
Do you pre-read these articles before you choose them?
No. The only thing I pre-plan out my day in the morning every now and then.
Okay.
But Hayden said that I do not pre-cum. Well, everyone does, right?
Yeah.
It's like that book. Everyone pre-comes.
I didn't say you premature ejaculate.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Finally, someone's acknowledging that I can hold this. I can squench it. Sorry, Mom. But Hayden said that the suspect in her statement to police about the events on the day of the alleged murder didn't mention that he touched her that day. The trial is ongoing. Thank you for starting us off, getting us a chub for your story, Jeff Truesdale from People Magazine. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for the chub up, dude.
Also, in case you guys are wondering, Amy Schumer is pregnant.
Dope! That's a hilarious cream pie.
1 killed and 20... Oh, this is the next story.
Bring, bring, bring.
1 killed and 20 injured in shooting at all-night art festival in New Jersey. It's not funny, but the fact that it's at an all-night art festival is just interesting, right? It was a shooting. At least one person is dead and 20 have been injured after a shooting broke out at an all-night art festival in New Jersey on Sunday morning. How do you think that went?
What's the
Hey, you guys want to see my fucking painting? Hey, check out my fucking painting. Oh, you don't want to see my fucking painting? Hey, fuck you. And then he pulls out like the gun, the 45 from like the Romeo and Juliet movie.
In my mind, it's just dozens of people who are all in different what's the boss? Who's that guy's name?
Tony Soprano?
No, the singer, the boss.
Oh, you mean Bruce Springsteen?
Yeah. It's all just different Bruce Springsteen cover bands.
Oh, yeah.
Of various groups. Like, yeah, it's an art festival. We all do the boss's music.
Baby, I was born to run from gunfire. And instead of the snare drum, it's shots.
You know, Jonathan David Shefsky, I've written many episodes of CRiiiME, the podcast extraordinaire show.
I noticed that because I've been riffing those episodes.
Yeah.
I've
researched lots of stories, and I've never found something as dark as this moment right now.
Why?
Because Bruce Springsteen is happiness music. And trying to take that to a dark place
is the juxtaposition that creates comedy. Yeah, during a press conference on Sunday morning, Mercer County Prosecutor Angelo Onofri said that the 20 individuals suffered gunshot wounds and other injuries while attending the art all-night festival in Trenton, New Jersey. The youngest victim is a 13-year-old boy who was in critical condition. Long. That's pretty sad. A critical condition 13-year-old boy. At least 2 suspects participated in the shooting.
You don't read any of these before you do them, do you?
No, that's the whole point of CRiiiME News.
The whole point of CRiiiME News is you just like randomly go like, well, that says a crime happened. Let's just hope this isn't too sad.
That's right. Onofri revealed that one of those suspects, a 30-year-old man, was killed at the scene, while a second suspect has been taken into custody, according to NewJersey.com. While it remains unclear what prompted the shooting, Onofri said, quote, all indications are that this was a dispute between individuals that occurred at an art all night. Who carries a gun to an art thing?
Maybe the gun is your art. Maybe you're like, I do bullet paintings.
You are a defense attorney. The Mercer County Prosecutor Office did not immediately respond to people's request for comment. Quote, it's absolutely could be worse given the confined space on the number of shots that appeared to have been fired, Onofri said during the press conference, according to ABC News, adding that an estimated 1,000 or more people were in attendance. So this is actually good that not more people were hurt and or killed.
Sure.
But there's probably going to be more deaths by the end of the week.
Can you find us a whimsical crime, like where no one gets murdered?
Yeah, can you start doing that for our shows too?
No, because I don't care how something happened a long time ago.
Oh, because it happened now.
Distance is an issue for me. Because if someone got murdered just the other day and there's a good book that goes along with it, all fair game. But just a People magazine article about murder, I mean, Jonathan, your ethical standards are something that I've been questioning repeatedly throughout entire friendship. And now I'm seeing that the kind of person you are ethically,
I think
someone I can get along with and have a long and fruitful friendship with and business partnership.
That was a great left turn.
Yeah, thank you. You're welcome.
I think it's important that people know that shooting went on in New Jersey so they can stay clear of that state and they can thank Maria.
Are they going to New Jersey anyway?
Pasquini? They are. New Jersey's actually got a lot of great stuff.
Like what?
I don't know, but I know that they do.
Yeah, so you can't say it has great stuff. You don't know if I should know what it is.
There was a story.
Hey, Zimbabwe has dope stuff, right? Let's go there real quick.
A Louisiana man faces animal cruelty charges for allegedly fatally shooting his ex-girlfriend's dog, then sending a photo of the dead animal to her. On June 8th, the dog's owner, has not been identified, told Baton Rouge police.
He wouldn't sit.
No, this is the boyfriend, Patrick Langley, 36, allegedly stole the dog from her front porch, then shot the dog, then sent pictures to her, threatening to hurt her if she didn't get rid of her current boyfriend. How would that ever talk your girl to come back to you? Saying, I killed your dog. Now, if you don't break up with your boyfriend, I'm going to kill you if you don't get back with me. What goes through someone's head that makes them think that's the way that's going to win her back?
Well, he probably already tried the hold the radio over your head outside her window thing. So then what's next?
You start John Cusack, you end Hannibal Lecter.
Yeah.
That's a good way to do it.
That's how I've done it before. How do you think I got Mrs. Slaton to marry me? I started by holding I started John Cusack. Now, I didn't go full Hannibal Lecter, but I did end somewhere around the guy from the first Die Hard movie. Who fell off Nakatomi Plaza. Hans Gruber.
You went Hans Gruber on her?
I went pretty high. I went Hans Gruber.
So for you...
I shot her boss.
So for you, relationship pressure is very much a hostage situation.
Yeah. I mean, how do you have love if it's not at gunpoint? And that's a question people have been asking for a long time.
Our next story is about something very dear to a lot of our listeners and our hearts. It is...
sandwiches.
I wish this was a story about sandwiches, Slaton. This is much more serious.
Rollerblades.
American Idol Season 6 standout Antonella Barba arrested for allegedly distributing heroin.
Yeah!
And if you look at the mugshot of her, you're like, no. She definitely did all the heroin herself.
Yeah? So she's looking super good right now?
Yes. Chris Harris, who's brought us a lot of great stories on here, brought us this story.
Thanks, Chris Harris.
A singer who made it to the top 16 on the 6th season of American Idol was arrested last week in Virginia for her alleged role in distributing heroin. Peoples confirms. Online jail records confirms Antonella Barba remains in police custody following her arrest Thursday morning in Norfolk for allegedly selling or intending to sell 100 grams or more of heroin. Is that a lot of heroin, 100 grams? How much is heroin per gram, Slaton?
I'm not familiar with the current heroin prices because I only trade in high quality methamphetamine that's been laced with pot brownies. I try to do like a stop-start kind of put the gas pedal and the brake on at the same time kind of effect.
That is a really weird way to entertain doing meth and weed.
What do you mean?
Just having your heart pounding and also being like, I can't get out of my chair.
Yeah, that's what I'm going for.
I like that. I think that you're going to have a really good time when you get older.
How else do you stay focused on a movie if you're not both stoned and wired at the same time?
I've never done meth, but I can barely watch a movie on green tea. So I can imagine it must be hard. Sit through all of Lord of the Rings when you've got speed flowing through your veins.
Well, you need that kind of focus to get through that fucking god-awful pile of crap.
That's a good movie.
First one's fine. Second one's annoying. Third one has 55 endings.
I don't know what's wrong with endings, dude. Butts are endings, and I like those. So what's the matter with the movie ending?
If it had 55 butts, I would watch it right now with you.
There probably is a movie called 55 Butts if you go on Pornhub.
Look it up right now.
Okay.
55 butts.
Let me open my special.
Or just look it up on and just Google 55 butts movie.
Let me open up
55 butts feature film by Steven Soderbergh. 55 butts. Okay.
I'm just typing in 55 butts and into
see
Google,
what it comes down with.
It actually just showed me a place in the United Kingdom. It's 55 Butts Road, Coventry, CV1 3BH, UK. So
I mean, you get there and you're
Butts.
you're disappointed. You're like, wow, this is not what I expected at all.
No, nothing comes up. And then there's a place in Washington called 55 Butts Road.
There's no 55 butts movie, but put movie on the back of it. Have you never Googled for something dirty in your life?
Nope.
55 butts porn.
I only make love to my wife, and that is it.
That's a good point.
Let's see. First thing that comes up is best celebrity butts of all time, US Weekly.
Okay.
And then the second thing that comes up is big ass porn, 100% free XXX videos and movies. And the third thing that comes up is bulletproof 6 out of 10 movie clip. And the fourth thing down is pie eating contest Stand By Me 3/8 movie clip. And
pie eating contest from Stand By Me. All right.
And then
55 butts. That makes that.
After
tracks.
that is watch big butts movies online porn free.
Okay, I want to go. Let's go to the top one again, and it says the top celebrity butts. Right. So is it ranking them?
Sorry, I clicked on one of those links. Let me go back. I couldn't help it. It said butts.
That's fair. I understand that.
This is the last one. It says horny blonde takes Mr. 18 inches in her ass. Free porn.
Sure. I think I've seen that one 55,000 different times.
Oh, these are getting sexier. Very attractive mature woman takes it deep in her ass.
Okay, let's go back to the initial thing.
Butts, the Flophouse, the Blues Brothers. They do.
I want this ranking of celebrity butts.
Hey pervert, stop staring at Elastigirl's butt. New York Post. Brazilian butt lift. BBL. Ebony cutie with 54-inch ass. Most popular female nudity titles. IMDb. Seymour Butts in Paradise.
I want to go back to number one.
But look what comes up after that. It's so great. 121 creative ways to reward employees who kick ass. Oh, God.
That tracks.
I love the internet. I love how things are just like paired up with like... All right, what was your question?
Go back to number one, the ranking of best butts. Does it rank them or just like, is it just a listicle?
I'm going to click on this, but I feel like it's just going to be like when you click on it and like a bunch of windows open. And I clicked on it already, though.
Yeah.
Best celebrity butts of all time.
Does it rank them like number 5?
First picture, it doesn't. I haven't got to the numbers yet, but the browser's moving slow, which means that there's a lot of weird stuff going on.
It's one of those ones where it's
a picture of Jennifer Lopez is the first picture.
Okay. Does it have a number next to it or does it say Jennifer Lopez?
It says 19.
Oh, so it does rank them.
It does rank them.
Jennifer Lopez at number 19? Wow, so they're saying there's 18 better butts than Jennifer Lopez in her prime?
But then this next one is Kim Kardashian. It doesn't have a name on it.
Doesn't have a number, you mean?
Or a number on it.
Ooh, controversy.
And then under that is Sofia Vergara.
But there's no number again?
No.
Well, I'm done with this list now. Let's go back to the murder stuff.
Kardashian. Well, let me just continue my research.
And the heroin.
Nicki Minaj.
Oh, is this this is an all-time list?
Oh, Rihanna. She is sexy. Oh, Iggy Azalea. Iggy Azalea, like, you're just like, is that a real person? Like, did she, like, she looks like she's walking around photoshopped. It's crazy. And then they have one of these princesses in England, which you just feel like, was it Pipa Middleton? You're like, don't show me her butt. It feels like...
I just want to point out to all of our listeners right now that
they have
this
Beyonce.
is what it's like being friends with Jonathan David Shefsky.
What are you talking about?
Whenever something sexy happens in the room.
They have Lady Gaga.
So you're like, wow.
So they're just showing celebrities now.
Like when he asked me to describe in detail a sex thing that wasn't written about in detail, this is what we're talking. This is the
Scarlett
same
Johansson.
thing. I think he's gone. I don't think he's even here anymore.
These are some pretty...
I could actually talk about him right now and he would have no idea what I'm saying. Because he's completely dialed into these.
It just feels like they're leaving out so many butts, like narrowing it down. You go like, oh, those are the best butts of all time. But like, What about like Jennifer, the librarian in Laverne? You know what I mean? Like, there's just
But you can't rank butts you don't have like general access to, right? If you say, hey, the 10 greatest guitar players of all time.
Yeah.
There might be some guy you don't know.
I know, we've had this discussion before.
Flagstaff.
That's bad, like, or some kid in Japan that you never met.
But if you're not in the game, you don't get considered.
It's true. If you're not in the game, they don't remember your name. That's the old rhyme.
Yeah, that's it.
It's the old rhyme.
So sorry. Sorry, Tina from Miami.
Oh, I thought you were going to say sorry, Mom.
Yeah. I mean, no, sorry. Mom never got in the butt ranking game. So,
well, she's good.
Is there a new crime?
Well, we were in the middle of the heroin one. You cut me off with your whole butt obsession.
Okay, tell me more about the heroin.
That's the end of the article.
Oh, okay.
Just joking. After Idol, Barbara returned to college and earned her architecture degree. Speaking with EW in 2009, she said she was working on a forthcoming album. She said then, quote, "I know the buzz might not be the same as it was in 2007, but it amazes me. Almost 2 years later, I still get recognized." That's a funny quote. It amazes me almost 2 years later, I still get recognized. What are you, 7? 2 years isn't that much time, dude.
2 years is so long.
Is it really?
If 2 years went by, I didn't see you, I wouldn't know who you were anymore.
In 2012, she appeared on an episode of Fear Factor. She, along with many other former Idol stars, also participated in, quote, We Are the World parody on Jimmy Kimmel Live. So she's getting work.
Yeah, dude.
Not a lot of work, though, right?
Was fear a factor for her is the real question I have.
It's interesting. From doing Crime News, I have come across several stories of people that were on TV that were either actors or in reality shows or producers of reality shows, involved in the reality show world.
Is it because you go to People Magazine for all your crime news?
Yeah, but it is ironic though that like these people like get into these crimes. Like, aren't you busy like being an entertainer and being an but then as people in the entertainment industry, you and I both know, like, well, during the lulls, some of us drive Uber and other people sell meth.
If you went to like Equestrian Weekly, you'd probably find, wow, people who are into horses commit a lot of crimes.
I don't think so.
But you're going to People Magazine, so of course you're getting celebrity crimes or like tier D celebrity crimes.
People that are into horses probably statistically don't create a lot of crimes because they bond with their horses.
The guy from episode number 4,
in touch with nature.
When Harry met Secretariat.
Yeah, he made love to horses. That's different. It's not like they're
well, he pimped them out.
That's true.
I don't know if did he actually make love to the horses?
No, touche. You're right. I think he did pimp them out.
Yeah.
But pimp's love is different than that of a square's love. So that
Fair
pimp
enough.
might actually love the horses more than a regular equestrian.
That's a very good point.
Right? So what I'm getting at now is that if you love your horse, you're in touch with nature, you're in touch with yourself, your soul, you're getting exercise, which releases endorphins in your brain. You don't need to be a criminal.
The Mongols loved horses and they killed lots of people.
Mongols, they were the Mongols. Dun 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 dun.
Don't get the reference at all.
It's a Devo song.
Don't get the reference at all. Didn't Devo have one song and it's not that one?
Devo had like 3 songs, first of all. And by 3, I mean 100.
What are the 3 Devo songs?
I don't know. Blockhead, Whip It.
I know Whip It. Whip It's the one I know.
There are so many. Okay, we're doing a crime podcast, but you're gonna make me look up.
No, let's do more crime.
No, I need.
We're not gonna debate Devo's other 2 songs that didn't exist. They made one song and then they
top 20.
Top 20
Devo.
Top 20 Devo songs. If there are 20 songs on there that any person who doesn't own the Devo albums would recognize, I will pay you no needles in your dick.
Another huge Devo song, Girl You Want. You know that song.
Nope.
She's just the girl you want. It's like an 80s movie song. You have to know that song.
Nope.
How dare you?
Nope.
How dare you not know that song?
Why would I know that song?
Okay, you know Mongoloid. Mongoloid, he was a Mongoloid.
Nope. I don't listen to offensive music.
Okay, it's a great song. You have a problem. Whip It, Whip It.
I know that. Yeah, Whip It and Whip It Good. That's their song.
You know Freedom of Choice. Use your freedom of choice. Your freedom of choice.
Not even a little bit. How old are you?
Huh?
You're much older than you tell me that you are.
What are you talking about? Devo is not that like it's not something that only like 70-year-olds listen to.
Something that only 47-year-olds listen to.
You know Gut Feeling, right? You know the Gut Feeling. Got a good feeling. It's in like Wes Anderson movies. It's in.
I don't watch Wes Anderson movies.
Well, you should start.
I don't want to have to wear beanies. You know what I'm saying? And flannels.
Beanie Babies. We're recording at my house. I'm dressed like Joe Pesci in Home Alone. What do you want from me? I'm comfortable.
I would remake that movie with you right now.
I would love to.
I'll play Marv and you play whatever Joe Pesci was called.
Divorcing Indiana teachers found dead in apparent murder-suicide. This story comes from Christine Pelisek from PeopleMagazine.com. 2 married Indiana teachers in the midst of divorce proceedings were fatally shot in their home Wednesday in an apparent murder-suicide. The bodies of Frank Sergey II, 52, and 44-year-old Christy Sergey were discovered around 6 p.m. October 24th inside their Fisher's home shortly after police received a 911 call reporting gunshots. Whatever happened to just getting a divorce and being like, yeah, my ex-wife and I are still friends?
Who does that?
Why you got to kill yourself or kill them? Or why?
Well, who's friends with their... let's be honest.
I'm friends with a couple exes.
You're friends with people you divorced?
Well, not divorced, but I mean, like, divorced emotionally because we broke up and we were not couples.
How long did you date? For like a month or two?
One for a month or two, and then one for maybe less than a year.
Yeah, one of those almost counts. The other one does not count at all.
Yeah, but like, look at me in the eye right now. Tell me if you got a divorce from your wife that you would kill her. You'd be like, all right, well,
no, but I probably wouldn't be your friend if we got a divorce.
You wouldn't? You wouldn't still want what's best for her and care about her life?
How bad would things get for us to need to get a divorce?
Let's just say you weren't having a good relationship anymore, but you still cared about her. You still wanted to have her over for Thanksgiving or whatever. You still want to call her on her birthday, maybe chat about the weather.
You're a weirdly unhealthy person.
The human tribe.
When you break up, you break off.
It's our whole family.
Break off. That's my rule.
The tribes are whole. If you have a bad breakup, like you guys cheat on each other and she threatened to murder you, if she's one of the psychos from like our stories, where things got really
even
weird.
If it's good, but if you just get them out. Rip the Band-Aid off. Build a wall.
Well, you rip the Band-Aid off initially, but
I'm going to build a big wall.
But you still
a beautiful wall. I'm going to keep her emotionally out of my country.
You can still be diplomatic and still be. She's still.
Yeah, be diplomatic. You run into your ex at a movie. You go like, "Hi, nice to see you," but you don't like call up and be like, "Hey, you want to talk about things? Remember how we used to be in a relationship?"
I mean, you could.
No, when I broke up with my ex, I definitely was like immediate wall up, no way, move on, new life.
I think maybe what happened was
new life.
This is why you broke up with your ex. You're the kind of guy that won't be your friend.
Yeah, you're right.
That ruined your relationships.
I don't have friends.
Crystal died from multiple gunshot wounds to the chest, while Frank, the suspected shooter, died from a single gunshot wound to the head. Based on results of the autopsy, it appears to be a murder-suicide, says Wagner, who also said, quote, no one else was in the home at the time. A family friend told WXIN that prior to the shooting, he and others received a text from Frank asking them to take care of their kids. Oh, they had kids? You idiots. What a bunch of psychos. He also provided them with phone numbers, according to the station. Wager says the couple who shared a young son was in divorce proceedings at the time, but there were no reported incidents of violence between them. Frank had a son from a previous relationship. We have no record of any calls for service to that house or regarding the two individuals. He says, we have no record of any history of violence or problems. Neighbors told WXIN that Crystal had not been living in the home, which had been put up for sale in August. Oh, that's scary. So they had broken up. You're staring at me in the mirror while I do this story.
Yeah.
So they had broken up. She wasn't living in the home. This is one of those things where they got together like, we need to have a last conversation. It seems like these murder-suicide relationships, they always end like that. Where like the other partner lures the other one in like, well, just come get the last of your
break
stuff.
Break up, break off. That's what I'm saying, dude.
I think you might be right.
Yeah, 100%. Well, first of all, I'm me, so I'm definitely right. And then secondly...
You've changed my mind.
This is a good example of why I say break up, break off.
Also, don't be a teacher, because even though teachers are amazing and we need more of them, these people were both teachers.
No, that's a good point.
So statistically, they just raised the percentage of how dangerous it is. It's like there's
super dangerous.
There's crab fishermen, right?
Coal miners,
mm-hmm. And there are teachers, and I'm assuming the story is from Florida because
nude bomb diffusers
killed each other. Nude bomb diffusers.
Yeah, it's a very dangerous job.
Why don't they allow people that are like risk takers, like the X Games people, to do other useful jobs in our society?
Like what other useful jobs?
Nude bomb diffusers, right?
Yeah.
It's like you've got bomb diffusers that are like, I just want to get home and see my family. But you've got the X Games dudes that are doing triple backflips off of cliffs on the Red Bull games that would probably love to just like, I only get a rush if I'm naked and my dick might get blown off by a bomb.
You're sitting here putting it on the bomb diffuser. Nudist colonies have very strict rules. And if when there are often bombs placed on nudist colonies because of the...
Has there ever been a bomb threat on a nudist colony?
Yeah, because of the dick wars. I mean, this goes back to like 1932. How long there's been a few between... So there's two different nudist camps, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's one that says that nudism
mm-hmm.
is just about being one with nature.
Yeah.
Other one says it's all about fucking. Right?
Are you serious?
And since 1932, they have been in what you might describe as a blood feud. Kind of like the Hatfields and the McCoys. They split off.
It's like Ireland.
Yeah. No, it's like Northern Ireland and Ireland.
Wow.
Like there's a whole thing. It's the Protestants and Catholics of having your dicks out. So they've been in a feud that's been going back now at this point over 80 years. And the blood and the exploded boobs have been terrifying the countryside. And so for those things, you need to have a bomb diffuser. But nudist colonies, again, like I said, have very, very strict rules. These are what's the word for it when like you're really into your religion? These are
Covenants?
fundamentalists. These are fundamentalists. They're biggest fundamentalists.
Yeah.
So your bomb diffuser must also be nude. And the rate of death amongst nude bomb diffusers, it's like 7 and 8.
And now scaling back from
so.
bomb diffusers, is everybody naked? Like, do you go to a psychologist and they're naked and you're like laying on their leather couch with your butt just sticking to their couch? Is your plumber naked? When Comcast comes to do your Wi-Fi or whatever, are they naked?
Would you go to a non-Jewish lawyer? I rest my case.
Are you Jewish? You can't rest the case unless you are.
Yeah, I am Jewish, of course.
I know. I was just testing you.
Yeah.
Good call, man.
So same thing. Nudists only, it's like you go and you're like, you go to your psychologist, you're like, I feel self-conscious because my wife keeps saying that my dick is small, and your psychologist goes, well, I can see it and it is, so I don't know how to help you now. It's really it's a double-edged sword.
That's why you're not a psychologist, because you can't say that to someone that's going through that much pain and
Objectively,
turmoil.
It's very tiny.
See,
I can see that from it. And so maybe you should think more about her point of view, because how could you have such a small penis that's out all the time and not have it and not mention it repeatedly?
I feel like if you ever did get into some sort of psychology career, I would highly recommend doing a lot of role playing before interacting with the actual public.
Okay, let's do some role playing.
Okay.
Come to me with I'll be a psychologist.
Okay.
You come to me with a problem.
One of my feet is points out to the right.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, I have
pretty gross.
I'm pretty self-conscious of it.
Oh, you feel bad about it.
Yeah, I feel pretty bad about it. I'm trying to not feel bad about it so I can function.
Ooh, have you ever thought about getting really wide, like double wide shoes?
Yeah, I have, but I feel like that'll like call more attention to it.
Okay, so what if you got double wide shoes, but you painted the inside part to make it look like it was the ground? And then you stood in one place so that no one could tell that you were wearing double wide shoes.
Oh, that's actually a really helpful idea. Thank you.
Dope. Of course, then your foot would still be pointing outwards visually. So,
well, I kind of felt better for a minute. Yeah, I guess you're right.
We can finish the hour, but it's going to be $50 no matter what.
All right, now let's try it. Let's switch roles and let's try it my way.
Okay. Same problem, or should we bring a different problem?
Yeah,
Same problem.
Or you can do a different problem.
Different problem. Okay. Hey Doc, thanks for making the time to see me.
Of course.
Even though I paid you, and so you have to be here.
Well, it's my job, but I mean, I have to earn a living. But
you're mine for the next hour.
I'm not sending people into diamond mines because I'm trying to do something nice.
Because I paid for your services, so technically I own you right now.
Okay. It's all right. You can feel that way if you like.
Here's a big problem. Yeah. I'm too awesome, and it intimidates other people.
Is that a problem? I mean, that sounds like you're very confident. That's great. It's a lot of people have problems finding confidence to navigate our world, and you're walking around with too much confidence. That's maybe be grateful that all you have to do is kind of scale back your confidence. That's a beautiful thing.
That's a good point. So now we've only used 1 minute of my hour, and I have these needles. So drop your pants and let's get to it.
You're not one of those dick needle dudes, are you? Secretary, whoever you are, administrative help, security.
See, you think you're such a great psychologist. At least I helped your fictional problem.
I did help your fictional problem. Then you threatened me with your needles with my penis.
I didn't threaten you. I said that because I've purchased you for the next hour, I get to use you however I want now.
The deaths of the popular couple have shocked students, teachers, and neighbors. Quote, when I woke up this morning, I was still shaking, surprised by everything. Quote, neighbor Michael Johnson told WXIN, quote, it was completely unexpected. Jensen said Frank was the first person he met when he moved to the area. Quote, I was taking my kids trick-or-treating last year, he said. He was dressed up as a werewolf playing games in the street. He seemed like a cool guy to be around. Quote, this is such a huge impact on the community. Obviously, being school teachers, they had an influence on young people and parents. It's just tragic.
Well, now he still does, because now hopefully their students have learned, break up, break off. So one more important lesson taught by this teacher, we should give him like one of those Obama medals that you give someone for being a good teacher. You know what I'm talking about?
I like how you've turned it into like a whole, like you're like a pep rally guy that comes in and goes, break up, break off. Kids, what are you going to do?
Break up, break off. Seriously, it would solve so many problems.
I feel like it solves more problems if we don't worry about breaking off so much, unless it's very unhealthy, your communications. If you just find out you're incompatible and you need to move on in life, or like, just like, I guess that's pretty much it, then you can still
I'm
cool.
friendly with exes. I'm not friends with any of them. Friendly, we're like, hey, if I see you, I'll go, hi, how are you? Oh, this is nice.
Yeah.
But I'm not calling them up being like, hey, did you watch the game last night? Or, ooh, Gossip Girl is so good, I'm rewatching it again.
I have a friend that I dated when we were like little kids.
How long did you date? How old were you, first of all?
Well, when we were first, probably like 15, 16, and then like 18, 19, like on and off when we were younger. And then
collectively, it was like a few months of dating.
It was like over. No, it was over. we had like a friendships when we were kids, basically, right?
Okay.
So teenage years.
Okay.
And then into maybe early 20s. Yeah, early 20s.
Sure.
And then we just stayed friends. And then we're still friends. And we still communicate. And like we still go like, what's going on? And like, she was at my wedding and like we're still cool. I don't know. It doesn't feel weird like she has her own husband now.
But you never had like an adult relationship.
Like in my 30s with her or anything?
No, like in your 20s.
I mean, kind of like when we were like early 20s. But is that adult though when you're like 19, 20, 21, 22?
Right. You should call her up right now and say, hey, break up, break off.
This is a friend of mine.
Whatever, man. I don't care.
Okay.
For the health of our relationship.
I'm going to do it right now on air.
Yeah. Call her up and tell her my podcast partner's uncomfortable with our friendship. And so I need to end this now.
She's like, your who partner? Your wife? No. This is much more serious than
This is much
He's much less understanding and personable than my wife. This is very serious.
This is a much deeper commitment. He has a subscription on Libsyn. So
you see, this man is as much of a fascist as you can get. And he won't let me be friends with you.
He mails stickers that I design.
He is holding my arms very tightly right now.
Most of the time. Look, once you needle with somebody, that's a commitment you can't take back.
You can't take it back. Ooh.
You can take it with you.
You can't take it with you.
What?
You can't take it with you.
Then why have been hoarding all this gold?
Police identify alleged thief who looks like Friends alum David Schwimmer.
Ooh, I saw the video of this one. I'm curious to see how this story ends.
Well, let's right away thank Robin Merritt for this story.
Thanks, Robin.
Here it goes. The story, the one where the case is closed. British police have identified the alleged theft suspect who fans of the NBC sitcom Friends have noted looked strikingly similar to David Schwimmer's character Ross. Could we be
David Schwimmer?
Could we be any more overwhelmed with the response to our CCTV appeal that a theft at a restaurant in Blackpool?
Did the reference that just happened make sense to you?
Could we be?
Yeah.
Is it from the theme song? What is that from?
No, it's the character Chandler, played by Matthew Perry, and that's his big. Could I be wearing any more clothes?
Oh yes. Oh yeah. Oh god. Okay. There we go.
Yeah.
Could we be any more overwhelmed with the response to our CCTV appeal that a theft at a restaurant in Blackpool? Most importantly, we're now satisfied. We've identified the man in. Yeah, it's like you can't go around.
Clap.
You can't go robbing places if you look like a celebrity because people aren't going to be like looking for the celebrity. They're going to notice you and they're going to say, you know that guy looks like David Schwimmer? I think that's him over there. Because they're going to be like, that's not David Schwimmer.
No,
that's
did he rob a place or just do a beer run and then forget to pay for it on purpose?
That might be it.
Yeah.
He looks like the Edward Scissorhands version of David Schwimmer.
That's actually really funny.
His eyes are very sunken in. He has a long face and he's got that same sad look on his face, but he's not David Schwimmer.
There was a storyline in Friends, which I know way too much about the show because I've probably watched it through the entire way more than once, where there was a guy named Russ who looked just like Ross, who Rachel dated after she and Ross broke up.
Yep.
And people have been saying this is Russ.
Oh yeah, that's funny.
That's been a thing.
That's see, it's just all comedy.
Yeah, have you watched Friends? Have you watched an episode of Friends like in the last 5 years?
Oh yeah, my wife's favorite show is Friends, or her favorite show from childhood is Friends,
yeah.
And I love that show.
So you know what I've noticed about it watching it more recently?
Is that it's still amazing and it holds true.
And it's also 90% gay and fat jokes.
But they're really good, like well written, like set up punch and delivered.
It's a very funny show, but you watch it and you're like, it's almost like when you watch Eddie Murphy Raw and you're like, ooh, I don't know what that one doesn't really hold up anymore.
You don't think Friends could be like, you think it's too political? You think Friends is politically incorrect? What is happening to our country?
Dude, I'm telling you I'm telling you that you could not get those scripts through standards and practices today.
Are you serious?
100% couldn't. You could not get those on network television because that was an NBC sitcom. You could not get those scripts on NBC today. There's no way.
I don't know. I didn't even notice that. I never think of Friends as like a racy show. Like, wow, they're really pushing the limits.
Well, no, you don't, because it was the 90s. So in the 90s, what was funny? Gays and fats. That's what was funny.
Is that still not funny? All we do is joke about you being fat and us being gay.
I mean, what's the joke here? I'm not fat anymore.
I'm not gay anymore.
I mean, these needles say something different.
So no one told you would wake up to me sucking your dick on our next live show on the road. Cha-cha-cha-cha. Gulp, 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 gulp. The case drew national attention on Wednesday after Blackpool police shared a photo of the suspect on a security camera, writing, quote, "Do you recognize this man? We want to speak to him in relation to a theft at a Blackpool restaurant on the 20th of September. Moments later, the post went viral with fans tweeting numerous references from Friends, which ran from 1994 to 2004. Among the suspects were its well-known theme song, "It's Not Been His Day, His Month, or Even His Year," one user wrote, to esoteric one-liners. There were many jokes about how 51-year-old actor's the character of Ross, a cerebral paleontologist, including that he was, quote, on a break, a nod to Ross, on again, off again relationship with Rachel Green, played by Jennifer Aniston. Police from the Scottish city of Dumfries I'm gonna call it dumb fries.
Fair enough.
I just imagine
Go with it.
that movie.
It's dumb chips because you're in Britain.
I imagine this. Oh, that's good. Very
Thanks, man.
Clever. Very clever.
Sometimes I do it.
That's very.
You know
good.
what I'm saying?
I imagine like characters from the movie Sausage Factory or Sausage Party, and just being really dumb, like put their French fries. Police from the Scottish city of Dumfries jumped in on the fun, calling back to one episode where Ross claims to be an expert in self-defense. Sharing the Blackpool post, they wrote, quote, "And if you see him, keep away. He is known to have studied karate, and we believe he has mastered the art of unagi, the state of total awareness." So even the cops
study karate.
Karate.
If we're going full friends on this one.
It also reminds me of 30 Rock when Will Arnett did the karate stuff. He'd be like, karate. He would say that instead of hiya. It was great. Let's watch the video real quick.
I've seen the video before.
I didn't say let's like
he's
you
stealing
and me.
beer.
I meant me.
Just you by yourself. You're just watching porn right now. You're still on 55butts.com.
He does look exactly like Ross.
It's crazy, right?
It's got to be him. Oh no. You know what? I'm watching the video of David Schwimmer that he I'm a dumb fry. I'm watching the video that David Schwimmer made, the joke video, which was also brilliant.
Oh, it's funny.
And so I'm like, he looks exactly like Ross because I'm watching Ross. And I'm like, it looks like such an American grocery store. It's an American grocery store. Oh, I'm an idiot.
You fell for it so hard.
I fell for it. Perhaps the most notable
such a goof.
Perhaps the most notable moment in the case was Schwimmer's involvement in a hilarious attempt to clear his name. The actor shared a video of himself moving swiftly through a convenience store with cans, much like the suspect photo circulated by police. "Officers, I swear it wasn't me. As you can see, I was in New York," he wrote. "To the hardworking Blackpool police, good luck with the investigation. Hashtag it wasn't me." That'd be funny if Ross gets brought up on other charges though, and he uses the same hashtag. Like David Schwimmer gets brought up in the Me Too movement or something like that, and then he uses the hashtag "it wasn't me." Fortunately for Schwimmer, he was already ruled out as a suspect the previous day. Quote, "Thank you to everyone for the speedy responses. We have investigated this matter thoroughly and have confirmed that David Schwimmer was in America on the state." Quote, Blackpool police wrote, "We're sorry it has to be this way. At this time, it is not clear if the person in question has been arrested, and his identity has not been released to the public." You know, you can buy those masks now, the silicone masks that look like people.
Dope.
Maybe he has a really skinny face, and then he threw that mask on, and it just looked like it was Ross.
Today's show is brought to you by C3 Risk and Insurance Services.
Oh, we gotta say that again because I didn't say it in time.
C3 Risk and Insurance Services.
No, we gotta say it again because I didn't say it in time.
C3 Risk and Insurance Services.
C3 Risk and Insurance Services. C3 Insurance Services. Today's show was brought to you by
C3 Risk and Insurance Services. Guys, sometimes someone who looks just like you robs a convenience store in another part of the world. And so what do you do in that situation? Well, they probably shouldn't make silicone mask of my face insurance from our good friend Joe Erle at C3 Risk and Insurance Services. Go to c3insurance.com/Joe or call them at 61329. I don't know the number. Hold on.
You know from all of our episodes, guys.
613-233-3333. Hold on. It's right here.
C3PO?
619-233-8000. And I get a policy from Joe. He'll give you a $25 gift certificate to Amazon.com.
Tell him Shefsky sent you. He loves me.
And guys, every once in a while, you make the mistake of not breaking up and breaking off. And that results in a horrific, tragic story that Shefsky doesn't vet before he reads on our show. So what do you do with the bodies then when that happens? Well, you could bury them. Or you could have yourself cremated and put into a painting that your relatives have to look at forever to remember this horrific tragedy.
By calling a piece
that remains.
Sometimes when you're about to kill yourself in a murder-suicide, you call your loved ones, you tell them, "Take care of my cats and my kids." And you should also call another person and say, "Hey, put my ashes in a really trippy painting. Call my friend D up. She'll make it nice."
Darkest ad read ever.
Well, it's relevant to the story we just did, the murder-suicide with a couple.
PEACE-thatremains.com.
Piece that
also,
remains.
just get her non-cremation art because that's super dope too.
Yeah, guys, listeners, you don't have to. She's not overpriced. She charges very fairly. You can call her up. Now, don't not do Patreon because you're saving money for a piece that remains. But if you're feeling generous this Thanksgiving, Hanukkah, Christmas, Kwanzaa, or any other kind of holiday, you can go and you can buy something. You can buy a cool necklace. You can buy a money clip, great for grandpa, great for loved ones that you just want. They want to throw their dollars in, right? You can buy a painting that doesn't have any dead person in it. And
you can
very
buy,
affordable.
Okay,
she's
one
doing
of those
pet portraits now
fertility dolls that has a giant dick covered in paint. I don't know if she'll do that, but I'm going to say
she will paint anything.
Oh, dope. Well,
she will paint anything.
Cool.
She'll make it trippy. She'll make it beautiful. You tell her your favorite
A trippy
colors.
fertility doll.
You make a trippy fertility doll. You can anything
And
you
then you'll
want.
have a tie-dye baby.
Or if you want to have like a really like a Burning Man trippy sexual experience, but your wife won't do it with you, buy a real doll, have Dee paint it and put a bunch of cool acrylics all over it and make it just trippy, and then set up like a Burning Man theme thing, play some music,
Just burn something in your backyard.
put a bunch of soot, buy some soot online and just put it all over your keyboard.
Wear
and yourself.
those goggles that you're supposed to wear when you're in the
wear
desert.
the goggles, set something on fire in your living room, and fuck this doll that Dee paints.
Yeah. But she'll make sure to leave the naughty bits without paint so you don't have to like deal with friction.
But if you want to deal with the friction,
She'll do it though too.
she'll do it.
I think.
She will.
Probably.
Thank you guys for listening.
Bye, robot.
Peace, guys.